I tell you what's happening is, the problem is we have these secular movements and that coming out with all this, and who made even the Pope coming out and saying that he's welcoming them and all that.
I know.
Yeah. So all of this now, what they are doing to us, they are singling us out. If a Christian speaks out, they come hard down on you. I mean, like there is a preacher, they calls himself street preacher. I don't agree with him. He's an Islamophobe and that. But it does. I feel sorry for him. Yeah. I felt sorry for him when he was in Leeds. And he ended up even being arrested. If you saw that, he was a month in jail and all that. Now, I don't like that, and I feel sorry for him as a fellow human being, because he was speaking the truth. A transgender asked him, and he, instead of addressing him as a she, he addressed him as a he, because that's my belief. But the problem is, what we need through social media, through this, get forums and that. But as you said, if they infiltrate there, they start sending this hatred and that. And I agree with you. I'll put my hand with your hand in here. If anybody is saying that this filth is true, I'm there with you to say it's not true.
You know what? It's very interesting. The United Nations has a declaration on human rights. And one article in that declaration says, and we as religious people have protected characteristics as much as the LGBT. And it says that people of religion have the right for their children to be brought up in conformity with their moral and religious values. Now that's what we must claim. But in order for us to claim, we need to have feet on the ground.
You know, in Sweden, Muslims have lost their children. And you know why? Because they stopped sending them to schools and that. So what the socials like in here, the equivalent of the social services, they came, they invaded their homes, and they took their own children from them. It happened in Germany and it happened in Sweden. We did not hear about the children of any Christian families taken, but of Muslims families, yes.
Well, look, I can assure you, we had a German family when we were living in Ireland who were fleeing Germany because they wanted to take their children away. Because they didn't send them to school.
To school for the same reasons as teaching.
All my children were homeschooled. None of my children went to school. So we can talk, but I'm praying to God that I will meet a Muslim who feels as strongly as I do, and I want to stand with him outside of the offices of Stonewall. Stonewall is the company that produces all the satanic material for these schools.
For them,
And what they would hate is if someone who says, I'm a Christian, I'm standing with this Muslim, and we're looking at the devil, and he's got to blink. He's got to blink, because we are not going to accept. I love talking religion. It's really, really good. But if we know what's happening to our children,
this is more pressing.
On Judgment Day, we will be asked. We will be asked. I mean, have you boys heard of this? You know about LGBT?
No, they are.
Go back to sleep. Go back to sleep. They're lucky. You're very, very fortunate. So I don't know if anybody, I don't even know if you've got the thing on, but this is one of the books that was in a library I found for 12-year-olds.
And it's not only that. This has already been, some other people, they must have done it before you. We found them in schools, in libraries and that. Because some schools, they have got libraries of their own that the children can take the book. This was there. But forget about this being there. Now you are obliged to teach that stuff.
I know you can't escape it.
My little one comes.
Your grandchildren.
I have all the time to wash to kind of recondition them. Every time they come, we have to recondition them. We have to recondition them. And if I stop them from going to school, you know what's gonna happen. And I don't want to lose them. So what I'm doing, I'm fighting on my front, like you're fighting on your front. But as I said, if it comes to it in here, we are in here, and I put my hand in your hand to defend this as a Christian, as a fellow Christian, and a brother in humanity.
No, thank you for saying that.
No problem.
Because the sacredness of the innocence of children is something so precious to us as adults.
Yes,
And if
yes.
you've had that robbed from you, you are defenseless as an adult
Absolutely,
to
absolutely,
Satan. So
absolutely.
we both agree. Can you pray? And I'll pray. Is there any way that we can bring about a
Inshallah.
revolution in this
Inshallah.
country to claim
Inshallah.
our rights according to the United Nations?
Nations,
Because we must have
yeah.
reference to something, an
Yes,
article,
yes.
and we do have it.
You know what? We know what upsets me. We have got clergymen in the Lord. You know, there is
know,
about
I know.
10 of them, I think. Well, I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
Clergymen in there, and they don't say things.
Yeah, could I just apologise on behalf of the LGBT have been here since Sodom and Gomorrah, and they have infiltrated at every level the institutions in this country, from the royal family to religion to schools to everything. They are everywhere, and that's now why they're revealing themselves, because they feel confident, because they're in power everywhere. But what they haven't counted on is Muslims and Christians working together, because I was in contact with a family from Birmingham, and in Birmingham there were two Muslim mums waiting at home. Two Muslim girls came home. One said, "Mum, am I a lesbian because I like my best friend?" The other one said, "Mum, can I be born in the wrong body?" And the Muslim mum said, "Who told you that?" They said, "Teacher." And they brought their children out. 90% of that school were Muslim, and nearly 90% never sent their children to school. But bit by bit, they reached out to the more liberal parents, brought them back in.
But
and
did you see what the media did? Did you see what the media did? Extremists and all that comes with
because
it.
they even had some Christians there as well, and they were saying, "Look at the hate preachers are there and the extremists."
You know, as it says in the Bible, the God of this world is Satan.
The Lord of this world.
So you know what he does. He's got a grab on them, and he's like a puppeteer. They're like puppeteers, you know, like kind of this.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I know, Sheikh, I'll leave you now, but the holiest of wars left to be fought is for the innocence of our children.
Absolutely. And thanks very much
Please
for
God, that will happen.
No, yeah.
God bless.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك ونتوب إليك.
To the military.
No,
we had Janissaries. Janissaries.
I know Janissaries. I know the Janissaries.
Yeah.
I know the Janissaries. Now you're taking me to the Turks and the Ottoman Empire.
No,
But who the Janissaries are?
They were actually,
They were the elite force of the
initially
Ottoman
they were
Empire.
Mamluks. No, initially they were Mamluks. Mamluks.
Look, do you know who are the Janissaries?
Yeah, I know
They
they're
started
Turkic-
with
I know.
Urkhan. They started with Urkhan, the son of
I'm
Uthman.
getting into it. Before it was Janissaries, they were Mamluks.
The Mamluks are different than the Janissaries.
No, not so much, my friend. No, there was just a little alterations, but originally they were Mamluks.
They were
the original before Mamluk dynasty.
The Mamluk dynasty has got nothing to do with the Janissaries.
Yes, it does.
The
ideology,
Janissaries.
the concept, how they.
Do you know who the Janissaries are? Al-Inkishariya.
I know, man.
They are called
I
Al-Inkishariya.
know, but they originally.
Who are they? Who are they? The Janissaries.
They came from the Caucasus. They came from the.
No, they didn't.
Yes, the ideology that they came from the Mamluks.
They have
man.
no ideology. The Janissaries. The
They were the slave
Janissaries.
people, man.
The Janissaries were the elite force. The Janissaries. The Janissaries were
Yeah, who were they?
the.
No, let's talk about Mamluks first.
Yeah.
Who were the Mamluks?
The Mamluks, they were a people who had a dynasty in Egypt. And
No, that's not true.
I think the discussion
they did
finishes
have,
here.
They did have a dynasty in Egypt, but that's not where they originally were.
Look,
that's not where
my discussion, because it's just making me tired.
Do you know any? Okay, I understand. Is there any Shamsi's friends that maybe I could give?
Yeah,
this to?
just go around where you saw him. Probably he will be there. Okay, yeah. All right. Yeah, you too. I say to him, the Janissaries are the Ottoman Empire army, the elite army. No, it's like the SAS.
Oh yeah.
They were the elite army. The Mamluk, they were rulers. And he's saying the Mamluk have got the same thing as the Janissaries. No, the Janissaries are a force. It's like England, they have got the SAS. So the Ottoman Empire had the terminal. So the Ottoman Empire, they had the Janissaries, but the Mamluks are rulers. They are rulers. They had a dynasty in Egypt. So I don't know, and they fought the Mongols. They did fight the Mongols and the Christians at the same time. So there are two different things. You cannot say they have got the same aqidah as the Mamluk and the Janissaries. The Janissaries, they were Muslims. They were Muslims, but they grew up since they were young in the Janissaries schools, learning the art of fighting. So they know nothing, only fighting. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. وإياكم وإياكم. You know, it's always someone makes me tired when I have to be repeating myself.
What was this? He didn't have a point.
He didn't have a point. He keeps jumping from Muhammad Hijab to here, to there, to Muhammad Hijab said this. Ask Muhammad Hijab about it, but I know what Muhammad Hijab said that for. That's ours. Yeah, that's our man. I know what Muhammad Hijab said that for.